Good morning, good morning. Greetings to you all. We are here live another Monday morning with Coffee with Val, but this time I have my friend Marta Caesar with me. Marta, welcome. Welcome to Coffee with Val. We have our coffee. Do you have your coffee? The thing is that we have the camera positioned in a way that I really cannot see and read all the things and all the viewers.
Messages.
Yeah, but thank you so much. We have positioned the camera in such a way that it doesn't allow me to read all, but I see Maria Jose and I think Karen was there and Cleovine and Fede and a lot of people are coming in and I'm glad you are because I'm telling you, I have had many guests, I have met many people around the world, but stay here. If you want to learn how to transition from adversity to triumph, you stay tuned. And if you're listening to us later, be sure you stay through the whole session today because it is just so lovely how people come into your life in an unplanned way, just like she did. Marta, say hello, please, to our audience.
First of all, Val, I just really want to say thank you so much because I recently met you.
I know, right?
And even though we met through like WhatsApp, somebody told me, you got to connect with Val. Your lives are so similar. I'm like, really? Like, does really somebody have a life that I went through? And sure enough, I talked to you and it just, we connected immediately. And
Absolutely.
thank you. I love you so much already.
I love you too. Squeeze in so we can both be seen. So there'll be a lot of love cuddling here because of the way the camera is positioned. But yeah, true story. So we were both going to be in a conference here in Atlanta. And a third party, actually Mariela, let's honor her, our friend Mariela.
Marielita. It's our connection.
She just said, y'all have to meet. So how many times, I want to ask you, how many times somebody says, hey, you have to meet this person. In fact, you get introduced in a WhatsApp group or an inbox of social media and you're like, yeah, I'll catch up someday. But I'm telling you, show up because if someone feels that there is that need, that connection, that synergy with you and somebody else, I cannot see now my life without Marta. I cannot see my life without Marta. Greetings, Majo, Brendis, everyone that is coming in. And I don't even know how to start, but I know that many of us have been or are in a position right now in your life that you just are not like cutting it. You're like, this is not life. This is not what I signed up for. When does my suffering end? When does my dream really arise? When can I see clearly? When can I have peace? Have you ever felt that way?
Many times. I'm not sure if you guys remember people telling you, oh, the goods are coming, the good days are coming. And I kept waiting and waiting and waiting. And with different avenues that I tried, I kept finding myself, well, that wasn't it, that was wrong, until I discover that, and what I'm going to say is very radical, and many of you may not like it, but what I find out is that I wasn't interested in really enjoying my life and really having love in my life. I was more committed to the story that I had created, and it validated me, and I kept living my life finding proof. So who I became about all the things that have happened to me. I had been sexually abused by my father. I had been in prison. I accepted a prison sentence to save my life. I was 3.5 years in prison. And then I endured prior to that 2 years of being a hostage from the drug cartel. And so you can imagine between all of that, I mean, I can go on and on and on, but I wanted to say this because many of you could find yourselves, maybe not in situations like mine, but regardless, there are situations that we in life find ourselves that we immediately start to suffer. And what I discovered is that it wasn't what happened that had me suffer. Because what my dad did many years ago wasn't happening anymore. And yeah, I continue suffering. Why? I hire psychologists, and I am not saying don't do that, but I've done everything that I could to stop the suffering, and it wasn't happening until I learned and discovered for myself that I added a meaning, a sentence. I tied myself to a chain of meaning. What my father did, I walked away with, I'm bad. I did something bad. Imagine that.
I'm going to have to echo on that. I mean, this is guys, if you're just coming in, stay tuned. We're talking about just how to go from adversity to triumph. And Marta's opening up her story. I mean, you get, ¿cómo se dice secuestrada? Kidnapped, sorry.
Hostage.
You're a hostage of a situation for 2 years away from your family. You get sentenced to a high security prison for 3.5 years. You get sexually abused by your father, and here she is, a motivator, an activator, an instigator, okay? And let's go back to the essence of how we connected. A third party connected us, and she's been abused by her father. I've been abused by my stepfather. And everything that we talk about, obviously in different levels, you all know, or if you don't know, I have recently launched a book, The Journey Back into Your Heart, that I open all my story. This, like she says, is a taste of our story. She's in the midst of writing her own book. Of course, we're going to support her, because how can she be this blessing to not just me? I know too many of you stay tuned and hear her story, how she actually made the prison her sacred place of healing. How? Tell me how, everyone watching right now. How can you come up with a statement? We were having a conversation behind the scenes, and I'm like, gosh, that 3.5 years in a high security prison, I'm so sorry. No, what was I like? She was like, don't be sorry. This was the biggest blessing. So how in the world do you go from being away from your family already as a hostage, 2+ years, then you plead guilty for something that you didn't know to save your family, and now 3.5 years in a high security prison, and you say it's your sacred place of healing and transformation? Please explain.
Well, I didn't know. What I knew is that the night before, the people that had me hostage, I listened to a conversation, and they said the words, "We are going to disappear her." And I've heard them speak before about doing that to other people and actually doing it. And so I knew my life was going to be ended the next day. So when I saw the police come into the house, I was like, wow, my life is safe. So prison to me was never what it may occur to other people. It was actually a place or I was safe, my life was safe. Therefore, I went into a high level security. I had conversations with the biggest criminals. And I learned to fall in love with humanity, because I realized this is a human being that is sharing a story. Yeah, I did A, B, C, and D, right? Some people in there, people like me that didn't do what the system said I did, but somehow I end up there. So I wasn't there judging people. I just literally learned to love people, and many horrendous things happened, but I would never change those stories, because I am who I am because everything that happened in there, everything. And it was just a lot of horrendous stories that I can go on. They are going to be in my book. So please don't miss out. My book is going to come out, if everything goes well, by next year. And I am going to share every detail that I've been through and how I've been able to shift that conversation to be who I am today.
This is so deep. I'm so thankful that you're opening up. And for Marta, it was the high levels prison. And I want to ask you, for you, what kind of prison might you be putting yourself in front of that maybe you didn't have the strength to see? That is exactly what you needed to live. What is exactly what you needed to see to get out of that prison. So here's an analogy that I'm putting in, but this is reality, real life for Martha. But how many people can really empathize? Maybe not many people that are coming in this life or hearing it later could be, oh, what does that look like to actually be in a high level prison? But really, these prisons that we put ourselves into by keeping yourself silent. Me and her kept our silence of our abuse from our stepfather and father. So if you are in an abusive relationship, whether it's sexual, whether it's, to be honest, emotionally, because emotionally, prison is worse sometimes than the physical.
Absolutely.
And we're both doing coaching and having this life that we have been chosen for. Listen to our words.
Yes.
We have been chosen. You don't just sign up. You know, you
No.
don't sign up and say, let me go ahead and inspire the world. Let me go ahead and share. You cannot unless you go through the pain, the aches, the brokenness, right?
Yes.
For me, there's other situations that, of course, we can't reveal all as we only have a 30-minute coffee with Val. And imagine what it's been for Martha to be 5.5 years plus out of her family system in environments that we could think they're like not contributing, but yet she managed to find God. She managed to have empathy for humanity and to have a life mission driven. So my loves, if you are not living your highest self, how do you know, Val, how do you know that I am in a prison? Because what happens is our subconscious mind gets in tune and you're saying yourself stories. Those stay. You have to stay there because you have children. And then you start to just be okay if somebody is hitting you or abusing you emotionally because the fear pops in, right? Oh, how am I going to start? You have started from scratch many times. I've started from you've started from minus 22. Mm-hmm. And we're here uniting our voice to tell you it is possible. It is possible. What would be something that you would share? Maybe a 3 points, 5 points, very punctual of this journey from being hostage, being in prison and abused to now being this being of light that you are. And yet we have to say we still have off days, of course. We're now a support system. I just want to talk to you and we connect, right? And we're supporting each other, even though it's been less than a month that we've known each other, guys. And look at the connection. Look at the connection. Be good to hug. Be good to say, I love you. Be good to say, I'm here for you. Be good to say, I honor you. Thank you for telling me your story. Be good with that.
Yes.
So what are some points, love, that you can just say very punctual, because you have to understand that our audience is either in living a reality that is not theirs, in an abusive relationship, in fear and in pain, in debt, in lack. I mean, endless, hiding stories that are not for their highest good, that are taking over by illness. Some people, what is that?
So it's easy for me to sit here and say, okay, well, just change the conversation of what you say. And, I share with you what I walk away with, what my father did and what happened to me in prison, etc., etc. And I cannot just come to you and say, oh yeah, you are being not good enough. You are being that you're bad. You're being that you are a loser. No, these are things that you gotta discover them. So for me, one of the tips that I can give you is that I sat and I looked for myself. What is it that I have in that particular area that I'm trying to transform? Because I don't believe in change. I believe that we are whole, perfect, and complete, lacking nothing. Our lives went through situations, okay, and it impacted us, but the self never is broken. I have been being that I was broken, taking all kinds of programs trying to fix myself until I'm not broken. So first, get yourself there. You're whole, perfect, and complete. Second, okay, you have situations in your life that you're not very happy with. Look to see what is it that I have in those areas. And therefore, make a list. What do I have? Who am I being about it? And that's what you're going to get. Oh, I'm being a loser. I'm not good enough. I'm bad. And you see the actions that you taken, because what we said creates a future and therefore creates my very next action. So once you get to what is it that you're saying, that you're not committed to that, then you get to say, what am I going to say now? Like my great mentor, Giovanni Gonzalez. I just spent this beautiful weekend with him in an amazing program, As is the Leader Within. And he says, change the conversation. So we can change the conversation. We are the ones saying, I said, I'm not good enough. I'm bad. Well, I wasn't bad. What my dad did is what he did. I'm not condemning what he did, but I'm not putting it in the balance. Is it good? Is it bad? No, it's what he did. And then what am I saying? You see, there's two different worlds. So I was suffering because I was saying I'm bad. Attracting the kind of life someone that is bad will attract. guess what you think? Guess what I've been through? I will attract men that were married. I will attract men that will lie to me because the universe gives you what you say. So change the conversation. Is what I
Wow,
have to say.
amazing points. Be sure to go back and actually put them down and apply them, because this is such a beautiful wisdom. And I guess I'll add a couple of points that in this process of healing and transformation, really, my loves, and in fact, I asked Martha, wow, what was prison like? And she was like, I would do it all over again. Okay. And I have to echo that. It's not like we're seeking, it's a healing moment. I was talking with somebody yesterday and I said, I wouldn't change my story at all. Even, my abuse with my stepfather, because if I didn't go through that, I probably for sure didn't have this awakening, and we wouldn't be vessels of love for people that are, aching. And unfortunately, there's so much abuse nowadays, and the silence still is haunting everybody. The silence is still haunting everyone. No matter what happened, it's not what you did. Listen to the change of words. Well, no matter what you did, it's not, you don't do it consciously. It's just whatever went through you in that particular moment, just know that it's for a highest good. Even a death, even an illness, even you don't embrace it right now. We all come with a divine mission, and we must trust that there is someone, the universe, God, Krishna, Buddha, Allah, whoever you pray to, the stars, the moon, someone there is guiding you. Someone is shining light on you to allow you to live your truth, your life, your mission. But Val, I don't know what my mission is. Nothing is clear to me. I keep on falling. I keep on not seeing clearly. Ask yourself those questions. What am I saying every day? What is the energy that I'm bringing into? Because how many times, I don't know, Marta, if you've heard people say, what else can happen to me? What else? When you say what else, just imagine you're saying what else and it's going up to the universe. What else is happening to you? It will show you. Oh, you want something else? Let me give it to you. Yeah. Let me give you something more to talk about. So at what point are you deciding to say enough? When you stop fighting to create a reality that might not be the path. Sometimes it's not the path in these 3 seconds, but it might be a path later. And it's just okay to being in that dark place, if you want to call it, that in fact could be the prison, or in fact could be, where I was at a point that I overdosed because of my depression. But see, all that allowed us to be here, writing a book, being here in real time, being okay to share a story, not to one person, but now the world. We don't know where this is going. Our only intention is to bring into your lives that energy that pushes you, that energizes you, that entices you, that inspires you to say today is the day where I will make a shift, where I will make a conscious contribution to me, to my life, to my heart, to my essence, to my presence, to my possibilities of creation. What is that one thing that you will do today? And sometimes, my loves, it's not something that you do directly for you. It might be something that you do and you reconnect with someone. So I was speaking also today with somebody that said, I have X'd that person in my life. I've X'd it. It's not coming back. I'm sorry, I'm not ready for it. And when you think about those powerful words that you decide to cross someone out of your life in such a way, I want to tell you that the only thing you're doing is crossing yourself out of your frequency and energy of connection with the divine, with the universe. So we are not meant for the suffering. We are not meant to X people out. We're not meant to threaten, to feel guilty, to feel dirty. We are meant to be high frequency, energetic beings that are here to be a co-creation, a synergy with source and with all. Knowing that we are meant to simply find those places of stillness, create them. And where it gets dark, when the light is dim, when you can't even speak, when you feel haunted and threatened, and broken, baby, just be ready because the transformation is soon to occur. So please just be okay with that. What do you have to add to that?
Wow. I choose to believe that, like, my highest level of being responsible, and that's something else I invite you to do, that versus me sitting here and being the victim of what my father did or what the system in the United States did, etc., etc. I choose. I'm not saying it's the truth, but if I am going to add a meaning that empowers you. So I'm saying that I chose to come to this world to learn lessons of forgiveness. The quickest you find why are you here for, the quicker you embrace that purpose and that mission of yours. That is my mission. I am transformation. I am here to tell you everything can be transformed.
Absolutely. Yes. Wow. I'm getting chills with all this conversation. Do ask questions. Our visual is positioned in a way that it's hard for us to read all that is coming, but it's okay. We'll be able to read the questions. If you have questions, take advantage that Marta is here. And we just really want to create this space of shaking you and awakening you with so much love, because we keep on saying many times a script that is not of contribution. I will be able to go on a trip, or they'll say, Val, you're so lucky to travel the world. It's not about luck. It's about showing up and saying yes. The universe works on your favor. And for me, I have a life of service. I've decided to commit to doing this work near and far. My plea every morning is use me as a vessel of love in any way I can be to all, near and far, that I may be used as a vessel of heaven and the highest frequency to speak, to see, to hear all that I need to, so that I could be an activator, an instigator of love for humanity. And this is my plea. What is your plea? What is something that you activate, ignite in yourself every single day to continue in the path? Now, let us talk about something very important, Marta. You can be in the highest high, like right now, we're motivated. Oh my gosh, we're feeling the hearts, we're hearing you, we're seeing you. We know that this will be shared because you know that someone needs to hear this message. Somebody that is not seeing the light, somebody that is just complaining of an illness, someone that is feeling that they're not worthy or whatever. We can be here now. And because our life took us in such a challenging path and so much darkness. I mean, sexual abuse from our parents, overdosed because of pain and stress, and prison and all of this. Our subconscious mind can and will and actually does pull us a little faster into the past. So something comes up to our mind or our spirit, and we haven't even talked about this, but I know you're going to vibrate with this. Something happens that we go from being here to minus 50 in a millisecond.
Yes.
Have you felt that?
Absolutely. And I this is my explanation. So when we act, or when we walk away with the sentences that we walk away with, and that's like, okay, I am now not good enough. I'm bad. I'm bad. You don't love me, and you don't appreciate me. So and this has been proven neurologically. There are neurons that gets to be put together. There has a particular activation, some words, some actions that activate that sensation. I have a particular way that I feel, and recently I just had a situation that it threw me immediately in seconds into, you don't appreciate me, you don't love me. I deal with that, and I know how it feels in my body. I know what my mind, that neuron starts to dictate, and how I interrupt it is that I go into like, okay, what is it that happened? Oh, this is what I'm saying about that. And I stand in what's happening, not what I'm saying. So I can also retrain the neuron into think differently because I add a different meaning. So that's how you stop. There's a lot of people, I coach people, and they say, well, I feel depressed. I'm not saying don't go to the doctor, don't take the medication. And what I am saying also is that you can look at what is it that you're saying, because we are saying something in our body, our neurons are remembering that. It's like, imagine your brain being a big computer that is saving all these recordings,
The data.
And then a particular moment you can come through that door Val, and give me a bad look, and all of a sudden I'm gonna go, what did I do to her? Why is she mad at me?
Because you were in victimhood, because you were a victim and being charged through sentence in prison because something you didn't do. So that's the spirit that she would recognize. Or let's stick to something we've had in common, the abuse. So the minute that something shakes us, we go to that place again. But because we recognize that, we're able to, what is it about the situation that I'm not seeing clear? That, listen to the words. What is it about the situation that I am not seeing that is for my highest good? If you are asking that kind of question when you're feeling the victim and the abuse and the fear again, and we go again from 100 to -50 because we've seen the blood, we've been victims, we've been abused, we've been all of this, then if you don't do this process of sitting and breathing and going, I am not the story. I am not the victim. Thank you for reminding me to pay attention to these vibrations and transmute them into positivity and strength and courage. Thank you for allowing me to feel that I can go back there and not stay there. Because we both, for particular times of our years, we stayed in that victimhood. And so today, my loves, what is it that might be taking you to that place over and over again? Again, it could be usually it's a relationship. Let's talk about relationships.
Yes.
Like she said, you keep attracting men that have the same traits that your father.
Yes.
And it happens for me as well. It happens. So when you recognize, I'm going to tell you exactly what to do. Besides the inner work, you must be okay to say no, thank you.
Yes.
To bless all those relationships that have hurt you, those who abused you, who didn't recognize you, those who betrayed you, all of those. Be okay to break that and let it go. Not exit, like my friend was saying today, but allow the energy to to flow so that you can just say, thank you for the wisdom. Thank you for the teaching. Thank you for the knowledge. I let go and let God, or let go and let the universe flow in this moment now, and sit with that. What does that now feel? And just sense what it's feeling right now. And then once you're in a state of abundance and openness, thank you, universe, show me more. Yes. You let that vibration still in you. Feel it. I mean, I'm feeling it right now. You feel it. You sit with it and then go on with your day. It is all about energy. Part of it, the neuro-linguistic programming that Marta's saying, the language that we're saying, energy is as important as the story and the words that we are creating. It's fascinating to activate energy. If you haven't seen in my website, valalino.com, you open it up and there's an activation, a morning activation, free for you, where you're actually pulling energy every morning, where you're activating your senses. Source, allow me to see through you, in you today, all that I need to see so that I can become a vessel of the most high frequency today. I activate my ears to be able to hear all the conversations, the music, the tones, the vibrations, feel them, hear the tones of it today so that I can be ignited and activated in high frequency. And so it is, you activate all your body, and then you bring into spirit people that just come down, activate energy, and throw them a ball of source and love. It's beautiful. It's there. What kind of things are you doing on the day to day to recognize it all, not just the area or the chapter or the scene that is divine, the one that the kissing is involved, the one that they're happily ever after, the one that you're in abundance. You also want to go into the Freddy Krueger or Jason, whatever the guy was, whatever the scene is, because it's a balance.
It's a balance.
What else would you, we're getting towards the end of this live. Of course, If y'all have questions, please bring them about. I just want to see if you have like if you had your last few words, and we were soon, this is not happening, universe, we're just setting a scene that we're like, about to float in a cloud and go to a higher ascendance.
Yes.
What would you say today to our friends and tribe today to really just leave those final words?
Yes, I would say love yourself. Embrace all of it. All of it. Because in the moments that I feel not good enough, I just love that part as well. I just love it. I have a lot of compassion for me, for what it's like, my inner child, or what it was like for that child to go through what I went through. Love yourself.
That's beautiful. And that's the whole reason why also this book is done. A journey back into your heart. This is where, in some spiritual teachings I read, the longest and hardest journey that can happen is from your head to your heart, but it's the most beautiful one. And deconstruct the point of view that a lot of people say, don't use your heart because you go with the emotions. Of course, there's got to be a balance, yes. But we have seen that using your heart as a compass of your life and applying it to you. In my teachings in this book, I share a morning practice, a morning ritual, which is about self-love. When you actually kiss yourself every morning and say, good morning, Val, I love you, and stay for a second. Just try it. Stay for a second hugging yourself and just feeling the love and the compassion. Even in these 3 seconds, I have no idea what my next move is. I'm soon to leave Atlanta, Georgia on the 13th, and I am going to Mexico, but then there's a lot of iffies around, and I'm okay with it. I'm throwing it out to the universe and just saying I am ready to see the signs and trust that all that is ready for me to tap into. And I know for you, Martha, changes are happening. And we ask you, my loves, what is happening in your life? What do you want it to happen? Do you even know what the story is like? You don't have to know the story. We don't know our stories. We both decided to live in an uncertainty. Before, uncertainty haunted me. I used to say, everything in the world but uncertainty, please. I just want clarity. Whatever's going to happen, I'll embrace it. Just tell me now. No more of that. Live your life in a way that is filled with surprises. I never thought I would see her again. I've only seen her 3 days, one time in my life, and I really truly feel like I've met you forever. And the universe said, y'all have, she lives in Florida right now.
Houston.
Oh, sorry, Houston. See, I don't even know where she lives. She lives in Houston and she's here. Unplanned. And we only have a couple hours together. And I said, Marta, come join me. She's like, no, I haven't done lives. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. So tell us, please, how we can be best of service. And we will definitely answer questions. We will read inboxes or in the comments. Please share. The only way to continue to do this work is to share our triumphs, to share it all, or our losses, and they're not losses. They are not losses. People say, learn from your mistakes. They're not mistakes. They are not mistakes. So if you can take something out of this, is love yourself. Please also watch this again, because you might hear it from another point of view, after the excitement. We have a lot of emotions today. Whatever works for you, and just show up. And that love that you're gifting yourself, that you will gift yourself starting today. I just want to ask you one thing. Please hug someone at least every day. Love on someone. Tell somebody, a stranger. We did that activation in the park, and we felt what it was to walk up to a stranger and just simply say something from your heart. Whatever you're feeling, your vibration, your being, saying, I appreciate how you went beyond your job. You look beautiful. Say you look beautiful to a man or a woman. I'm just saying, get out of your comfort zone. Go hug a homeless. Oh, I can't hug them. They haven't taken a shower. It is the biggest blessing that you can give yourself. Not just that person, but to yourself. So we're going to leave you with the question. What are you willing to do today to activate in you self-love, self-compassion, and to know that your path is guided and loved and nurtured by the highest frequency of the divine. And so it is, my loves. We bless you. We love you. We honor you. And please stay tuned. And there's so much more to learn about Marta Cesar. I will, I guess you can see in my live her, I don't know, do you want, well, she's in the process of writing her book.
Yes.
I will announce everything. I'm telling you, I'm going to be staying tuned. Stay tuned. And please, if you haven't done so, look at the YouTube channel, Val Alino. I have a lot of information. All these lives, all past lives are being uploaded there. And I also have a morning activation with Michael Mintz and myself on LinkedIn every Monday at 7:30. All those are on YouTube as well. And I want to tell you one more thing. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot. We are going to India. If you have ever thought about coming to India, my friend Amitabh Sharma and myself, Amitabh is from India, and we've traveled together to India 3 times. And we are bringing only 15 people to an incredible tour, spiritual service and sightseeing tour, the 3 S's. 8 nights, 9 days. And that we have the whole brochure. If you're interested, inbox me. I'm already having halfway full, and there's only 15 slots. So do join us. Now is the time. If you ever had a chance or a dream to go to India, this is it. All right. Until next time, namaste, everyone. Thank you for your messages, and be tuned for next Monday as well. 7:30 on Michael Mintz, LinkedIn, and 9:30 Eastern time here with Coffee with Val. Thank you, Marta. I love you. Sending much love to all of you. Let's see, before we go, oh yes, to India. Adriana is coming to India. Absolutely. All right, we're cutting off now. Blessings, love, and light.